Hello, everybody. Neil here from Post to Post. Well, we've seen our first elimination in the 2024 NHL playoffs. The New York Rangers have eliminated officially the Washington Capitals in a sweep, something that doesn't happen that often in the playoffs, but it happened here, and it is, I would say, predictable from the outside because you've got the number one Rangers versus the number 8, I guess if you want to look at it like that, Washington Capitals. So, predictably, the Rangers should easily handle the Washington Capitals, which they did. And that was apparent in a lot of the games. But I think if you watched all of the games, it wasn't as lopsided as it may appear from the outside. There were definitely very competitive moments of the series where I think Washington probably could have won at least a couple of those games. So let's break it down a little bit, and I'll give you my thoughts. I'm old school, so I've been keeping some notes the entire series, basically, of all the series that I'm watching. I like to compare stats because there's really two ways to tell the story of a series or of a game or whatever. You've got your analytical side of what you perceive of when you're watching the game and yada, yada, yada. Then you've got the statistical aspect, which is most of these notes, where you can look at the numbers and kind of break things down. I think both are important. If you can have one, and that's great, but it doesn't tell the full story. You kind of need the other. So I like to really kind of look at both. So let's just start out with the stats for right here. So goals for, let's compare the teams. The Rangers, 15 in the 4 games. Washington, 7. So obviously a big discrepancy there. The Rangers had more than double the amount of goals that the Washington Capitals did. That tells a little bit of a story, but let's keep going. Power play, Rangers dominant, 37.5%. That is excellent. Washington Capitals, only 11.8. This is the Washington Capitals, a team that has had, I would say, the best power play, objectively the best power play in the last 17 years-ish. They have been dominant on the power play, so good. But they just, they're getting up there in age. The core is rapidly aging. They're not the same team that they used to be, but still 11.8. That's still very low for Washington. Penalty kill, obviously that's kind of the opposite. 88.2 for the Rangers and 62.5 for the Washington Capitals. Shots per game. I thought this was interesting. I would not have predicted these numbers. Rangers 26 as an average, and then the Washington Capitals 25.3. I think both are a little bit low. I would have expected the Rangers to have more, and I would have expected the Washington Capitals maybe to have a little bit less. But yeah, 26 versus 25.3, and then obviously the shots against is the opposite of that. Face-offs 55.5 for the Rangers and 44.5 for the Washington Capitals. So clearly the Rangers were the favorite in the dot there, or they did better. In terms of players, there were definitely standout players in the series. You could list the whole Rangers roster if you really wanted to. They were that good. But Washington didn't really have any standout positive players. Maybe more question marks than anything. But let's keep it with the Rangers here first. Panarin, 3 points. He was really good, I think, in maybe the first half of the series, or I would say better in the first half of the series. Roslovic scored a goal in every single one of the games, which is good for him. Zibanejad, 7 points. Trocheck, 6 points. Great pickup there. He's been so good with the Rangers. Lafreniere, 4 points. I mean, you can argue that his career has either not gone as well, or at least not gone as well in the first little bit, but he's been pretty good. Kreider, 3 points. Again, I think he had maybe a better first half of the series, but he scored a very important goal. And then Gaudreau scored a really important goal as well, 3 points. Rempe was physical. He was in the scrums. That was great to see. One player that I thought could have been better on the Rangers, Kaapo Kakko. He has an incredible ability. I think he's overshadowed quite a bit by a lot of the really skilled players on the team, so he doesn't really maybe get as many opportunities as he should. And he's also been very inconsistent in his career, so the talent is there. He's got more in him. I know he does. Shesterkin, incredible. He's been awesome. And Fox, +4 for Fox. On Washington's side, Ovechkin, 0 points, and he had I think 5 or 6 shots the entire series, if I counted correctly. That's not just oh my God, what's wrong with Ovechkin? That's also good job, Rangers, for kind of shutting him down a little bit. So really, it's tough. That's tough. I'm genuinely sad. I predicted the Rangers to win. I wanted the Rangers to win, but I'm still sad that Washington did get eliminated. Pacioretty, 1 point, need to be better than that. I feel bad for Lindgren. I do, because he played so well down the stretch. Washington played well down the stretch. They get into the playoffs. I think they were on a 3-game winning streak just prior to entering the playoffs. And they lost 4 games in a row, and they had such a challenge in front of them with the New York Rangers. But still, I feel really bad for Lindgren. You could tell how upset he was at the end of that 4th game that just got over. Oshie, 1 point, got to be better. I thought the best player was probably Wilson, honestly. But the Rangers they did good offensively, and they also did really good defensively in terms of shutting down players. And the Rangers played really, really well, really well. So a predictable series, but still, just looking at the stats, it doesn't tell the entire story. There were really good moments in this series. It's actually one of the better series, I think. And even though it was a sweep and it was very one-sided, it was some really good hockey, and I had a blast watching it, even though it was so one-sided. There were excellent moments of this series where it didn't feel lopsided. They were competitive on both ends. Like Washington still had 25.5 shots or whatever it was. They were in it. They were around the net, and they were competing hard, and they had lots of opportunities and stuff. So it was good hockey, and I think that's probably the main reason why I'm sad that Washington's going home, because they have a style of hockey that I like. They've got players that I like, so it's a bit disappointing to see them go. But obviously, I'm pleased that the Rangers are moving on. So it's obviously difficult to see a team that I enjoy watching get eliminated, but it is what it is. So I want to see more from Kakko in round 2. I want to see as much or more physicality from Rempe. I'd like to see him in a fight, but I know it's not smart. I know it's not logical to remove him from the ice, and just in general, you don't see a lot of fighting in the playoffs, which is fine. But I still want to see him throw some hands, don't we all? So I don't know. Maybe in the second round, we'll see who they play. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this series? Did you enjoy it? Obviously, if you're a Rangers fan, you're pretty happy. Now they get a rest. All right, now they get a rest into round 2. I actually don't remember what the tree looks like. So they are going to play the winner of Carolina and the Islanders, and Carolina currently has a 3-1 lead on the Islanders, and I believe, I'll just check here real quick, I believe they play tomorrow? No, they don't. They play Tuesday. Oh, interesting. So we may not know who the Rangers face until Tuesday night at the earliest. That game's on at 7:30 if you want to watch it. 7:30 Eastern, that is. And if, for whatever reason, the Islanders win that game, which I actually hope they do, we won't find out potentially again until I think it's Thursday is Game 6, hypothetically, to be determined Game 6. So, hypothetically, the Rangers may have, if this goes to Game 7, when's Game 7 hypothetically? Game 7 happens on Saturday. It's Sunday now, as I'm recording this Sunday night. Well, I guess it's technically Monday. But it's almost a full week off, hypothetically, for the Rangers, because Game 1 of round 2 likely wouldn't happen on Sunday because Carolina just played Saturday if they did play Game 7. So Game 1 logically wouldn't happen until Monday. So that's a full week off if that goes to a Game 7 in that round. So you could argue that's a good thing. You could argue that's a bad thing for the Rangers. I think it's probably a good thing at this point. Good to get some rest. Good to practice up. Good for the players to watch the Carolina Islanders series, to study up on their future opponents and really work some plays and stuff. So I think it's good for the Rangers, and I think Rangers fans should be happy. But Washington fans, Rangers fans, let me know down below in the comment section what you thought of this series. Capitals fans, how do you feel about your team going into the next season? What moves in the offseason do you think that they need to make? Would love to hear your comments down below in the comment section. If you want to hear more playoff talk, make sure you're subscribed down below. We're pretty close to 50,000, so we'd love to have you on board if you're new. If you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, and I hope you're enjoying watching hockey, playoff hockey, because I definitely am. We'll catch you in the next elimination video, potentially coming maybe Tuesday, I guess, is the hypothetical next one, or maybe tomorrow night, actually. But I do have a video coming for you tomorrow, so if you're subscribed, you will see it. We'll talk to you then. Adios.